Hello! Welcome back to MTV's The Challenge, a historical deep dive with me, Lauren Blair Donovan. I've loved The Challenge for most of my life, so I guess I'm a super fan and I find reality TV fascinating. And on this series, we get back to our roots quite literally. So I started at the beginning where it all began on, apparently it wasn't even The Challenge, it was Road Rules All-Stars, but with real worlders. And I covered that in my first 2 episodes of this show. Today we're starting with season 2, which kind of already starts to feel more like a challenge off the bat. So let's get into the things of the things. Also, I'm a classy lady with solo cups, but I'm actually not partying. Fun fact, I'm actually a non-drinker. I'm boring, but this is a protein shake, so call me CT if you must, but I might take a few swigs of this. I really don't like it that much. It's not that good, but it's for health. Season 2 of The Challenge, y'all. Real world versus road rules. Okay, so comparatively to last season, this is already feeling more like a challenge as we know it. They're blindfolded, they don't know what they're up to. It's not just like a vacation where they're finding each other on trains. But wait, what's happening here?
Stop! Don't do it! Don't try to rape me! Stop it!
Hey, how you doing? I'm Mr. Big. You might have known me as David, the one from the LA Real World, who got kicked out.
And that's what Olympus too.
Well, I'm back, baby. That's right, and in charge.
I don't understand the point of being in a limousine with a blanket over you in the backseat. Like, was he really being smothered? I don't buy it. But also, this is so funny because Puck was Mr. Big, which I still have questions about, like, what are they? Seriously, are they cosplaying Sex and the City? I don't get it. But Puck was Mr. Big last season, and now David is Mr. Big, apparently. And this is very funny, because if you know, you know. But if you don't know, I'll be a friend, I'll be a pal, I'll tell ya. David and Puck are like oil and water. They do not get along. If I'm not mistaken, because some of the earlier seasons of The Challenge, people did tend to kind of play a little bit nicer. And I think Puck and David had one of the first like epic fights, feuds. They were rivals. We'll get there when we get there in a few seasons because it's gonna come up before we know it. But for now, I'm not gonna say that one or both of them was not spitting on each other. I'm not gonna say that they weren't though. Those are some sentences that I would not expect to say in real life, but we're covering The Challenge, so here we are.
I have brought together 6 of the Road Rule All-Stars and 6 of the Real Worlders, here for a challenge and games that they'll never forget for the rest of their life. Forget the house, forget the rules. This is the real challenge.
David talking as money is terrifying, but let's watch the rest of the theme song because with all the blindfolds, we don't really even understand who's on this season yet, so let's watch.
Let's go, let's go!
I have absolutely no idea what's going on. I don't know what's gonna happen at all.
I just want to know who everybody is right now. I hear everybody's voices, but I really don't know who they are.
Hello? It's Mr. Big, yeah. Put me on the PA system, quick.
Hey, Mr. Big is on the scene. When you hear those sirens, rip off those blindfolds, it's time to find the golden dollar, baby.
So the thing's gonna drop, and you're gonna see a golden dollar, and you're about to see the fastest white man alive, because I'm gonna friggin' sprint so fast after that thing.
Railroad's gonna kick Railroad's ass, I know that.
Got the golden dollar.
We just kicked Road Rule's ass, first off. I don't know who any of these people are. I haven't got a clue. This is a freak show.
Fun fact, I have no idea who Neil is. I never have seen Real World London. That's a lost season for me. I think that's the season I'm the least familiar with. As I said in the first season, I weirdly did not watch New York or LA, but I equally weirdly saw the homecomings in the pandemic, so I am familiar-ish, but London, I know one of them ended up being a pretty successful actress. She was in like a Zach Braff movie, but someone has seen London. Let me know all about it. Is it worth watching? Because I know nothing about it.
Congratulations, you and your team have won. Bring your teammates and the losing team to parking lot C through the entrance by the jumbo screen.
No, this is David. This is David, my favorite roommate from LA.
Mr. Big apparently is running our show.
You guys are gonna be competing against yourselves like animals.
Mr. Big, I think he should have been called like Mr. My suit is 3 sizes too big.
I mean, with all due respect to Montana, in the late 90s, which I think this still is, it's 98 or 99, I'd go check, but it's too far. Like, people wore pants. People wore pants that were like, could fit a family of 8 in them. Like, do you remember Jenga jeans? Are coming back. They're coming back. But like, suits could also kind of resemble zoot suits, I feel like, because they're just big. I know a zoot suit's probably something a little more technical than a big suit, but stay with me here. David's suit, it's loud, which I'm not mad at. I actually like bold men's fashion choices, but I don't think it's obscenely huge. But Montana can have her opinions. That's okay.
I have brought 6 of you road rulers and you all-stars for the All-Star Challenge for a chance to win up to $50,000 in cash. That's right. Now listen, the more $50,000. The more you finish these missions and complete them, the more time you have in the money machine. It's gonna be a big you get to grab the dollars.
The ultimate prize is time in some sort of money machine.
We got some time in the money machine.
There's going to be 5 events, and each event is going to win time in the money machine.
All right, let's get started. Who has that golden Dave dollar? That's what I want to know. All right. Send in the winner's vehicle, please, right now. All right, please send in the loser's vehicle, please.
I have no idea what kind of traveling they're going to do on this show, but there's no way that they're going to keep the limo the entire way. This is so temporary. Sucks to be in the van, but if it was, in the 2020s, van life, that's a thing now. In 99, that was embarrassing, but nowadays it's aspirational. Can you imagine though if one of the teams was just carted across the country in a limousine? I would watch that. I wouldn't be mad at that, but they're not going to do that.
Here's your guys, your mission and your mission clues. It's time to roll. This mission will have you rolling in circles.
Yeah. Go to the sports arena at Solano County Fairgrounds in Vallejo, California. Be there by noon.
Also, in the first episode, my pilot, if you will, of this entire series, I spent a lot of time talking about who the various cast members were because they were introduced in a pretty nice and clean way where it was obvious who's who, but they're kind of just hitting the ground running and everyone's kind of all jumbled together and we're not getting a lot of great intros / we're not even getting updates. We don't know what Janet from Seattle is up to right now. We just know she's still drop dead gorgeous and very perky. That's all we've seen so far. We know Beth is here. We know Mark Long is here, but I guess I'll wait to say who's who when we find out who's who. And that's why I only talked about Neil, because I don't know Neil. But there's some other people popping up that I don't know either. Spoiler alert, most of the road rulers, because I didn't watch that show as much. Sorry.
Go, let's go!
Get the limo, baby!
Oh, you see this?
Jerks!
We have a limo driver. We don't have to find our way around.
Oh my god, they didn't even hire a van driver. They're just making Mark Long drive them like he's the dad and they're going to soccer. This is a season so far. This is already so different than the last season, and yet more similar and yet still so different from where the challenge ended up going. This is fascinating.
Where'd you get money from?
Look at him.
We're staying at the Royal Caribbean.
I'll spit on you.
Do it.
Where'd you get that money from?
No, do it. Press it against.
Genuine question. If nowadays, hypothetically, you were to moon your friends outside of a van window, or through a van window, I suppose, would you get canceled? Genuinely asking, because I don't have the answer.
Oh, that's so sick.
I think we can take them.
I think we definitely have the brains of the two teams.
Neil is Oxford educated.
That's
Yeah, we've got the brains, we've got Neil.
I bet you Neil's like, what the hell am I doing in this crap?
If you need any, cognitive neuroscience on this trip,
Exactly.
You were a psychology major?
I could just see him being bitter already.
Have you got your PhD?
He's a doctor. It's Dr. Neil.
Are you serious?
Are you kidding?
Congratulations on life.
Gosh.
I'm very excited to finally know who Neil is. And also, there's a doctor on the challenge. Has that ever happened before? I know we have a congressman from last season, Sean from Boston, on the challenge. I didn't know we also had a doctor in our collection of like WTF careers of these people who go on reality TV and do embarrassing things for money. I love learning new things about the challenge in this deep dive. How about you guys?
I'm gonna call him Dr. Neil.
Dr. Neil.
And I'm Flunky Jason.
What are they doing there? What is it?
Roller derby!
Yes, I love roller derby. I love it so much. It's kind of my fifth sport if we're talking actual sports, not like televised things that we're not allowed to watch live or like in the stands, you know, those kind of sports. I love roller derby. I used to go all the time in Denver, and I love roller derby. Check out your local roller derby teams because it's great fun, genuinely.
Come on down.
Everybody listen
You don't
up
have
here.
to stay in a line. Just come on in here.
Come on that side.
Okay. The object of the game is you go out and you pass, and for every person they pass on the opposing team, they get 1 point. At the beginning of each game, you start off, the jammers are in the front.
Beth, you be a jammer.
Beth,
You
you're a
can
jammer.
skate pretty good.
Jammer is the person who goes out in front and they come around and try to score points.
I love seeing Ronnie because I really did enjoy her on All Stars. Was it 2 or 3? They both were so long ago. My memory has just blurred them all together. Also, where's All Stars 4? Do we need to put that on a milk carton? I'm just saying they filmed it back in early 2023, but whatever. But I really liked her. I remembered her a little bit, but I don't remember her a lot. So it's really great to see her in her inaugural season and kind of get to know her a little bit better. So personally, I'm stoked to see Ronnie.
You have to start in the back of the pack.
I'm gonna be a blocker.
The blockers.
Yeah, pivots up front.
The pivot usually moves to the back of the pack.
Then there's a fluffer.
And the blockers are in the pack.
Kind of keeps it semi during the sex scenes.
I don't really understand the rules either. It's not like cricket, where it's simple like this.
Huh, a man from the UK talking about cricket. What a shock.
And what you're gonna do? All right, let's get the pack rolling. All right, go ahead now. Go, Jammers, go, go.
I'm definitely predicting a road rule victory. Because Noah's awesome at skating and Kefla's a maniac.
Mark's a very big boy. Kefla's also quite a big boy. So I'm thinking, it's a pretty good match. I've got me, failing actress, a poet, and a few other people. I haven't got a clue.
Wait, who's the failing actress besides me? And who's the poet? I don't, these are like, you had to be there / have a good memory from the late 90s, which I don't. Like, I remember who they are, but I don't remember what they did or were known for. Was Beth ever trying to be an actress? Just because she's in Los Angeles, that's why I'm maybe guessing her. Was Montana trying? Who's the poet? What's happening?
How many of you guys need your feet taped, moleskin on them, blisters?
Foot massages too.
Being that this is a challenge historical deep dive, I would be remiss to not point out that I think this is the most brutal physical challenge that's happened so far, unless my memory is blanking from last season. Yes, last season they had to walk down buildings and they had to be in like hamster balls rolling down the hills of New Zealand, as you do. There were some physical challenges, but this is pretty extreme. Roller derby is not for the faint of heart. I'm pretty impressed that they were taught this in a day, no matter how well or not well they're doing with it. This is just, As much as I'd like to watch roller derby, I have no interest in doing it. So this is tough. This is, if they thought that they were gonna like get to record a song and do improv at the Groundlings like last season did, this was probably a very rude awakening for them. And I genuinely feel kind of bad.
Ooh, I want a massage. I'm jealous of Anne.
I'm going over there and get love.
I want a massage.
During my show, we had an Aussie Rules football game down in Australia. And they flew former road rules down there to challenge us. And Ronnie was on the team there, and so we met. And from there, we just kind of hooked up.
Don't be jealous.
What am I jealous for?
I'm about to get a massage.
Oh, like I can't give you a massage no other time on the trip.
Ooh, not to be outdone by Sean and Rachel, we got another couple alert on the show. I wish I remembered Kefla more, but I am very excited to have him on this season because allegedly whenever All Stars 4 happens, he's going to be on it. So I'm happy to be reacquainted with him. And I think he and Ronnie are really cute together. Like, what a cute couple. As you know, I'm a hopeless romantic, and I even found myself kind of liking the Republican love story of last season, which, if you're just tuning in now, I'm not a Republican. So that was very, very, very confusing to my brain. I don't know anything about Ronnie and Kefla's politics, but in my headcanon, they're not Republicans, so I'm liking this even more now.
And you feel comfortable jamming too?
Well, I'd rather not jam, but I mean, I can.
So, do I jam at all? I don't jam at all.
Yeah, if they can't get out, when they jam a star, you go.
This is the deal. Listen to me. When you and I are jamming, so you clear the way for me, and I will. But that I'm gonna jam the whole time for the women. There's gonna be 2 female jammers, but I'm gonna be the one that breaks away. You guys, you know what? We should have like one word for like clear the way. I skate a lot, so I'm not afraid of getting knocked around, and I'm definitely not afraid of knocking someone over. And I'm gonna score those points because I want the money.
Roll!
Ready?
Let's go!
There was one road rule point scored by Flying Noah.
We're taking home the money, baby.
Dig out of the infield.
30 seconds. He got 3 points. That's what I saw.
Jammer's allowed to score
He didn't get any points.
Why are you allowed to score if the jammer don't get out? I just scored 2 points because the pivoter can score if the jammer doesn't get out.
Nate's upset. He said to the referees that he had.
Ooh, let's talk about Nate from Seattle for a hot second. Okay, like a lot of these old school cast members where they're from earlier seasons of The Real World and or Road Rules, even more so if it's Road Rules because I didn't watch it as much, and these cast members that maybe stopped doing the challenges after, say, like the Gauntlet or the Inferno or something. I don't remember all the details about them off the back of my head, but I do remember that Nate or Nathan, I always thought it was Nathan, but I think they just said Nate, but he was one of the only people, the first for sure, in real world history where he knew one of his roommates, David, from before, because they were at, I don't know if it was like the Citadel or West Point, but they were at some kind of military school together. And I honestly don't remember much about his real world season because David lives more rent-free in my head because of the whole him dating the producer thing and yelling about how much he loves her and she like quit her job to be with David. I like that, just that and the slap heard around the world. That's what I remember from Seattle. Nathan has a little bit of a temper at times though, and that came back to me relatively fast. I don't want to speak too ill of him because part of the fun of having this YouTube versus reacting on TikTok and keeping it like really short and concise is we can kind of humanize people and remember that this season's over 20 years old, which is bananas. Also, I distinctly remember him being on the Mike Lewis podcast. If you don't know that channel, you need to go watch because he interviews all the challengers and does an amazing job. I will link it in the description. But in the pandemic, I think he interviewed Nathan, and Nathan spoke about having substance abuse issues that eventually peaked in his later challenge seasons. And growing up in an alcoholic household, I know a lot about addiction, and it's degenerative. And usually it starts from some kind of demon that you're wrestling, that you're masking or trying to cover up or numb with substance, and it gets worse. So I've already watched the rest of the footage that I'm covering today. I'm just filming my reactions to it now. He has a few moments that, you know, could probably not be classified as diplomatic. And I really do want to snark on it because that's kind of what makes for good reality TV, when people lose their cool. And I'm not saying I won't, but at the same time, this is probably a man in real time going through some stuff, and it's only going to get worse from here. So let's have those goggles on, or filter, or whatever you want to call it, and try not to judge too much, because, you know, if he says something funny, he says something funny, and we'll talk about it. But he's probably not doing okay. Hurt people / throw their helmets and not even care to check who might get hit.
Oh, injury.
My left leg.
Knee, ankle?
It's the leg.
The whole leg?
The whole leg, from here down to here. Can she go sit somewhere?
Put her on the
You guys gotta do something. We lost Beth, our only girl skater that could stand up. So it was like, you know, we gotta do something.
Getting our ass kicked.
In style to their next destination.
I low-key love that Road Rules won the first mission or challenge, because if I'm not mistaken, I think the early seasons, Road Rules always beat Real World, at least at the end of the day. Maybe not like every single mission or challenge, but a lot of them actually, and they would win the season typically. And it took several seasons for the producers to figure out maybe we shouldn't have the athletic and more adventurous type people that we cast for a travel show doing extreme things to go against people who are picked to live in a house of luxury and get jobs handed to them. Maybe that's not a fair match. But again, this is a historical deep dive, so it just felt fun to point out that, like, Road Rules won the first one. It's kind of setting the tone for something and foreshadowing. Not that we knew it at the time, but everything's 2020 when you look back.
The real world went down. We got the bus. They got Winnie.
We're going to have to take him in the intellect. No contest there.
That's a horn. That's a horn.
Is it foul?
It's pretty foul. We have to sleep in here.
It smells kind of weird.
What is this, a clutch?
I want to go check out their bus.
Hey! The winners get to ride around in this fat Motley Crue mobile made for rock bands with television, carpet that doesn't smell like feet.
I feel like the first season, they all relatively got along. I mean, there were some fights, don't get me wrong, and there was a lot of passive-aggressive comments and confessionals, but there also wasn't a lot of competitive aspects to it because they were all just doing a road rule season and traveling around doing missions. And so this time around, they were like, oh, no. We're going to make it competitive, and we're going to have real world versus road rules. But not only are we going to make it competitive, no. That's not enough. We are going to shame the losers. They're not going to be living in a normal bus or Winnebago, whatever you want to call it, that's like state of the art for 1999. No, we're going to put them in a 1970s shitter because shame is funny and it makes for good TV.
This is so cool.
Hey,
You know what?
anybody who
Maybe I
actually
should-
knows the answer to
maybe
this
I should
question
come
is
on your
Ray.
ride.
I gotta let the group approve it though. What? She wants to come on our bus. Yo, get up your ass up inside the Winnebago.
Noah, Noah, have a heart. Noah!
You're gonna desert your team, Beth?
I need to keep my leg up and, spread out.
I know a lot of y'all hate Beth, but I can't blame her for pulling that move too. I don't think it's actually that cramped in the Winnebago, to be fair, but I wouldn't want to take my chances either. I think she's like kidding unless they're not. Like, they were like, yeah, sure, come on board. She'd be like, cool, let me grab my pillows and blanket, ready to spread out and be comfortable. And I don't blame her. But I think she's just playing, hoping for the off chance that they'll be like, oh yeah, sure, but she's kidding.
Jason, play Nate the horn. Yeah.
I'd like to get it right. I'm serious. This thing is dope.
I'm stoked on this one. I like it.
Hey, can I get my team? I want to get my sleeves.
Something that really struck me watching this season in particular was how much filming has changed since. Like, there is such a home movie quality to these shows back in the early days, especially these first few seasons, where it's just very on the fly and good lighting or not be damned. Nowadays, everything kind of feels like a movie. Like, the challenge feels like cinema. I'm catching up a little bit specifically on the most recent flagship shows because I've missed them for reasons. I don't want to jinx it. By the time this comes out, I don't know if it's going to be public information, but I may or may not be recapping the next season, season 39, with somebody else who likes to talk about the challenge. So I kind of want to know who some of these new people are because I really don't, and I want the context, and I knew I was going to have to get there eventually, probably 500 years from now, for this show. But it really does, like, the contrast is insane though. It feels like a movie. Everything is so well lit. Everything is so polished. Like, it's not a home movie, it's a show. It's a show. And it's cool. It is more aesthetically pleasing to the eye. Like, you have me there. But at the same time too, I think what, at least in real time and for several seasons before the challenge started to take itself like super seriously, for better or for worse, I think that was part of its charm. It was like, it wasn't necessarily aspirational, although it was, because they cast mostly like really hot people doing cool things. But there was something about the home movie aspect of it that made them accessible and relatable, and there is a charm to it. Like, I'm not mad at this like low resolution, it's barely lit because the sun is setting and they don't have lights, nature to it. Like, I'm not mad at it. I'm completely neutral on this kind of version of the challenge versus where it's become. I think there's pros and cons to both.
You don't have the beautiful smell of fuel that
Hey, what's up, man?
Ooh, we had a good time.
Thank you all.
Congratulations to Road Rules, man. You guys kicked up.
Yeah. By the way, before you leave, you guys are gonna do this.
Do it. Now you just don't get a pillow, man. Come on.
No, you gotta
rip it open. Oh my God!
You from New York? I know it.
All right, everybody, shut up and listen.
On your mark, get set. Ready, bye-bye.
I don't get it.
Was that entirely necessary to hide the little talk boy tape recorder from Home Alone in a pillow that they destroyed for no reason? Like, I have questions. Like, this is how we're getting clues. Like, did they think that was stupid in real time, or did that just age badly? Like, I need to know this. Someone from the show, let me know.
Is there a clue?
All right, lodging. Tuesday night check entrance. Trade winds.
RV park. Cool.
Vallejo, California. Wednesday morning check out and travel to Mammoth Lakes, California. Teddy bear game. The bear must remain on the hook at all times. You cannot hide it.
We can win $3,000. Check this out.
How?
All we have to do is get Teddy Bear.
So we gotta keep the bear.
3,000. At some point during the exercise, will come to claim this bear. Whichever team has the bear will win 3,000.
Ooh, it's like capture the flag, but with a bear. Capture the bear. I'm here for this. I like overly simple shenanigans because I think one thing that I don't necessarily love as much about the more modern challenge and part of why I fell off the flagship show a couple years back. It does take itself very seriously. And there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but these did used to be kind of backyard games, which is what All Stars was supposed to be, except they pulled a fast one and made them do really hard stuff, and they nearly died in freezing cold water on the first challenge. Surprise! You're old and out of shape. Like, that was All Stars 1, episode 1. That should have been the name of that episode. Not that I'm judging, because I couldn't do a deep dive plunge and grab weirdly similar colored blocks from deep down waters, even if I was 18. Like, no, that's not happening. But I do kind of miss the charm of the simple things that the challenge used to be, and like just the camaraderie through competition, and just how silly it was and how it added just layers and dimension to the game that was already being played. So I'm here for Capture the Bear is what I'm trying to say. Like, I love it. I don't even know where it's gonna go. I don't know who's gonna win. I'm invested though.
We invited the real world over, but it wasn't their company that we were after.
I'm kind of hungry.
For some reason, I'm not hungry. Are we waiting or something? No, we're just kind of getting y'all in here to sit down.
Oh my God! Bear's gone.
How did they take the
Montana, I told you!
See how we worked that? Come in our van. Come in our van and chill, baby.
Real world is gonna try and steal it from us, and we're just gonna go back and forth. It's gonna be a bear war.
I like Capture the Bear better than Bear War, but Bear War works too. Like, I see what Anne is saying. Also, I wish I knew more about Anne. Anne was either on Battle of the Sexes or maybe Battle of the Seasons, the first one, not the one they did later on where Zach and Frank from San Diego were literal monsters to their teammates and basically everyone else in the house, especially Nani. But I always remember really liking her because I think she's super pretty, and when I was a young child and teenager, that's all I needed to like another woman. I just thought they were pretty. I was a great girl, you know, great values. But she does, in my defense, also seem super calm, cool, and collected. And I like that a lot too. And I always did as a child also. So in my defense, I'm not all terrible. But yeah, I always thought Anne was super pretty and wanted to be like her. But I don't remember anything else about her. So I'm already ruining my good reputation that I just built back up by saying like, oh no, I liked her personality too. I'm not just shallow. No, I probably was mostly being shallow. I don't remember much about her.
Lights, all this stuff. Big time.
You're zooming into 26.
You're such a dork.
Why?
You're just dorky in good ways.
We've got 12 beautiful men and women in very close quarters, and I think sexual tension's kind of inevitable.
Dorky's a compliment.
I can't stand the word dorky.
What would be a word that would suffice for that compliment?
You can't help but think Janet's beautiful. Her personality just adds to her physical beauty. At the same time, she's a little mysterious, you know?
Jason is correct. I mean, Janet is absurdly beautiful. Like, I thought she was pretty back in the day, but upon watching this as an adult, I'm like, that's a beautiful woman. Like, that's a really beautiful, gorgeous woman. Like, my God. I cannot blame the guy for being into her. And she's, like, cool as hell, too. I do remember her a little bit from Seattle. She was, like, pretty unproblematic, just, like, a good egg and had a good personality, if I'm remembering her correctly. Maybe she did some bad things, but she also didn't slap anyone, so there's that. Jason, though, I don't remember super well, to be honest. Which is weird, because Boston was one of my first seasons, so you would think it would have, like, a bigger imprint on me, but I don't remember if Jason's good or bad or somewhere in the middle. Right now, though, especially with the bleached hair, he's striking me as somebody who I feel like would be friends with Perry Farrell from Jane's Addiction. Like, they just seem like they would hit it off. Perry Farrell, if you don't know who he is, was, the lead singer of Jane's Addiction. Been Caught Stealing, Jane Says, some other songs. And he was, like, kind of quirky, but kind of, like, man-feminist, sensitive type that in a way that like only the 90s would produce, but also a rock star, so probably didn't want to leave him alone with your daughter type thing. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I just feel like Jason would be friends with Perry Farrell. I'm dying on that hill.
Huge. Oh my God.
Don't go to the hospital and get X. I want to go to the hospital now. I just don't want this to affect the other missions, you know what I mean?
Hopefully, you might have to sit the next one out.
You guys have 6 people. Now we only have 5 that are operational.
Well, now that hurt. Right there, that hurt, yeah.
Or give you a brace and then give you some crutches. Probably stay off of it for probably a week.
Send one of them home?
Well,
yeah.
we'll send Beth home.
You guys are going to go home.
Beth's still part of my team, but she can't participate. I'm sorry.
No, we should fly somebody in.
There's a lot of money in stake here, and your ankle is going to get better, but my pocket's not going to get any bigger with your ass on the sideline.
Okay, wait, hold your horses, Nathan, because they are one challenge in, and unless this has been edited to be completely out of order and Beth's ankle is a problem for the entire season, which I do not know. I've only watched the first 3 episodes for this episode that you're watching right now. Like, cool your jets, man. You've had one mission, and yes, it was very brutal. As I said, roller derby is not for the faint of heart. But if you watched the last season, you're probably expecting at some point to be in a jam band or something. I don't know. That like wouldn't require ankle strength. I'm just saying. Like, we have no idea if Beth having a sprained ankle or whatever the technical diagnosis is, if that's going to throw a huge wrench in their game or not. Like, we don't know that yet. It hasn't been written. It hasn't happened. So, like, calm down, bro. Like, I get it. We all want money, and I agree even more nowadays. Like, inflation sucks. Like, yeah, I understand the sentiment of wanting more money, but like, it's probably going to be fine. I don't think every mission's going to be like roller derby, but we'll see if I'm wrong.
I'm not losing 40.
I think she likes the attention maybe, but hopefully she'll get off her butt and start contributing to their team.
And that's how we ended the first episode of season 2, Mark Long shading Beth, where like future Mark would be all like so excited if like somebody on another team was injured in his future challenge seasons, and he probably was at one point. I'm sure that happened at some point because it means it's easier to kick their ass. So challengers had not figured out how to play the game yet, and like what to be mad at and what's inappropriate to be mad at or shade, because it's actually good for your game. And that even includes The Godfather. Let's jump right into episode 2, because that's what's happening now, whether you like it or not. Episode 1's over. Let's do episode 2.
Previously on the Real World Road Rules Challenge.
There's love in the air. There definitely is, no doubt about that.
Okay, so I don't remember seeing the footage of Janet and Jason on a canoe, so that's clearly footage from either something they didn't use or something in the future that they're editing together to prime us for a Janet, Jason, a JJ coupling of some kind. And I'm blown away because we already have Ronnie and Kefla, and now we're gonna get a second duo? What? We were missing out. We were deprived on season 1 of the challenge by only putting 5 hot people in a Winnebago together, all straight, by the way. So there like wasn't even a chance that like John and Eric would fall in love as well as like Sean and Rachel, right? This time Buna Murray got it right by putting, what is it, probably I guess like 6 women and 6 men. I think they're all straight so far, so it's a potential to have, like, instead of a double date, we could have a sextuplet date. I don't know if that's a thing. They could all hook up is what I'm saying. And so far, we are 2 out of 6 or 4 out of 12, depending on how you want to do the math or percentages. But I'm not as excited for Janet and Jason because I really like Janet a lot, and I'm just not sure about Jason, even though I like Perry Farrell. I was not shading Perry Farrell, to be clear, earlier. I'm a big Jane's Addiction fan, actually, but I don't know. I'm still dying on that hill that they would be friends. And there's something about Jason that just seems, I'm not going to say pretentious, but I'm not going to say not pretentious, except I think I am. I don't know. There's something a little hipster, D-bag, pretentious about him, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of think Janet can do better, but we'll see.
We're gonna battle. In June Lake, this is a story of 13 strangers picked to compete in the annual Frontier Days bed race on Saturday, July 18th.
Like, they're reading about their next challenge on the front page of the newspaper. The modern challenge would never. I'm so tickled by this. This is amazing. This is like breaking the fourth wall, kind of, which in later seasons only happens when security has to like intervene, you know, CT from smashing skulls or whatever. But nowadays, if they did a challenge in public, which I don't think they would do for like a myriad of reasons, there's no way in hell it would be on the front page of the newspaper, and not just because nobody reads the newspaper anymore. Like, it wouldn't be in Google News, it wouldn't be on Twitter. They would keep that so hush-hush so that secrets wouldn't leak. Like, they had no idea what they were doing back then. And I'm not even making fun, it's just like a sign of the times. It's just crazy how much... This is why I wanted to do a deep dive. Like, how much has changed? Like, this is pretty wild to me. Is this tickling anybody else as much as it is tickling me? Because let me know in the comments, please.
I've had a little experience, I think, with a bed race. It's involved like having your whole team race against other competitors, and the winner gets, you know, whatever, in our case, time in the money pit.
We still could win on style, which is the real world plan. You may have the brute strength and the agility, but we got the style.
I just never thought that I would be like using a walker at such a young age.
That comment made me kind of sad because I feel like cut to just even a few seasons from now, people who are like 22 are calling Beth, who may or may not even be 30 at the time, old. And even if she is 30 or older, 30 is not old. There's a lot of ageism that's coming up, so buckle up. Not, I don't think in this season, but yeah, in future ones. Probably sooner than later, actually. So that gave me a sad hit.
We better get some more pressure on that foot. We've got to push in bed.
Maybe I could lay in the bed while you guys push me.
Well, maybe, but I still think you're going to give an easy option there.
I think at this point it's up to Beth. If Beth wants to stay, I think it's up to her to stay.
I'm here to compete. I'm here to be a team player. And I'm here to win. I'm here to win the money.
If you want a cut of that cash, I want to see you working, young lady.
I know.
When you're in Winnebago, a 1976 Winnebago named Bessie, you can do anything. You're completely free. It's your ticket to freedom on the road.
Well, it's up to us to convey Bessie's aura. She's power. She's beautiful. She's part of the team, I feel like.
We're starting to love her. We might as well put a nice dress on her.
Okay.
This paint breathes new life into Big Bessie.
I'm a maximalist, clearly. So I love me some decorations, so I'm not mad at the ugly graffiti. It's already an ugly Winnebago. Might as well make it more of a colorful ugly Winnebago. Like, I'm here for it.
Welcome to June Lake and our Frontier Day celebration. I'm Natalie Casper. This is Tony Casper.
You guys are going to start off the bed race. A race against each other, real world versus road rules. Best 2 out of 3 wins the...
Around in the money chamber, the luxury tour bus. Get as wild as possible because, trust me, you'll want to. We know a guy named Jim in Mammoth, and he can give you beds for $50. He makes beds.
Don't forget decorations.
Okay.
Decorations.
As wild as possible.
Good luck, you guys. Thank you.
So they have to decorate beds and create a theme in order to compete in this genuinely strange competition that this town likes to do. And they talk about what themes to do, and it's very of the times. Girl power. That's all I'm gonna say. That's a spoiler. Girl power.
What's our theme, or just call it bed bugs?
We can dress up like Elvis.
The Wizard of Oz would be kind of cool.
You know what I'm saying? With some antennas around you, your head like that.
Decorate it and get like a ton of bugs and like glue it all over the bed. I think they're gonna be Spice Girls. I think we should be Spice Girls.
No. I think the village people would rock.
Village people?
Okay.
That's an easy way to do costumes.
What are the villagers on? Chief?
Jason, how funny would it be if you were just in the chaps and you had a G-string on? Would you? Yeah.
I'd do it in a second.
I'm attracted to people who, you know, not living under a ceiling of fear about what other people are going to think, and Jay's kind of like that.
Janet says she's got leopard skin, leopard print G-strings, but she's wearing them right now, and I said Jason would probably be interested in that.
Leopard skin would be really cool.
Just wanted to point out that Jason and Sean from last season were both on Boston, and I'm pretty sure they were friends then, and I'm pretty sure they're friends now. I think Boston's a rare season where they're all kind of pretty linked up still. And I'm just pointing this out because, you know, Sean, the only times he was on camera was saying horn dog things, and I'm just saying birds of a feather flock together, okay? That's an expression that's true. It's just facts, it's science.
I'm so glad you guys are on my team. If I had to count on like Neil and Jason for anything physical, I'd be like, you know how much they smoke? They're gonna be running down the hill like,
do any modern challengers smoke? I forget all the time that like smoking used to be the norm. Like I feel like nowadays everyone's doing too much CrossFit to care to smoke, but maybe I'm wrong. Is anybody, like, I don't even think CT still smokes. Am I wrong?
I want to dress up like a cowboy.
Get some paint here.
Get some like black and silver. Yeah.
Oh no, we need to trim it down so it's only like this.
I take into account my large member.
How much ribbon, Ron?
Yeah.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
See how much is going to be exposed to the sides here.
nice.
Awesome.
Hey Ronnie, that's gonna be awesome.
Our theme is bed bugs. We got a bunch of bugs here. We got the cover of our the bed, which is a cobra. Got the fly swatter.
We're going to be the village people, and our preparations are going awesome. I'm seriously getting into major competitive mode here because I really have faith that we're going to win this one.
Hands down, I'm already way more on board with the village people than bed bugs because I would rather have flamboyant men than bugs anytime, let alone in my bed, so go real world. I don't even care if it makes less sense to do the village people for a bed race than it does with bed bugs. I understand puns or like being on brand, but not a bug person. Don't like bugs. I'm dying on this hill.
We need to start tearing down the velour.
The Winnebago is all suited up in 70s gear, so we figure we can make a bed using some of the Winnebago.
I love how they're just like, we're in a crappy Winnebago and it has all this fabric, so we're just gonna tear it off and make it an even worse looking Winnebago because we're athletes doing a bed challenge on the challenge.
I hate tape. Oh my God, this thing runs like it's on rails. It's awesome.
Since I've just met Janet in the last few days, I'm definitely interested in getting to know her better. I don't know if that means, you know, romance or just really good friends.
Is that code for friends with benefits? Just asking.
Pretty confident in the size of your Peter because every woman in America is going to see that puppy. Oh, you know me. I've always got my eye on someone. Let's take this thing out.
I might just shove a sock in there for kicks.
Once again, he's friends of Sean, who's a congressman now, or was. I think he stepped down, but whatever. I'm gonna stop talking like this. Bye.
The bed is now completed. Test run went awesome. I'm definitely guaranteeing a victory tomorrow.
Anyway.
Are you sleeping in here now?
Just sleeping in the bed.
Yeah, all right. All right.
Seriously, I'm a full believer in the fact that you fall in love with your friend. Because you don't have those barriers.
I've never fallen in love with anyone who wasn't my friend first.
Fuck falling in love with a friend. Nope. Not speaking from personal experience at all. I am just saying that it is a faux safety net. Being friends with someone is very different than dating them. You get to see a whole different side to them and their mask drops. And again, no, I'm not talking from personal experience at all, no. Okay, I am guilty. I'm just saying, there's no guarantees in life, okay? Wish my former self knew that, but whatever. There's no guarantees in life. It's also doubly painful to fall for a friend because then you lose your boyfriend and you lose a friend. Two birds, one stone in a extraordinarily painful way.
Do you paint your nails all the time?
No, sometimes.
I am 99% sure Perry Farrell from Jane's Addiction paints his nails. See, when I'm right, I'm right. Listen to me, my instincts are always right, except for when I dated that friend I just was venting about, but whatever. Otherwise, I'm completely accurate, okay? Accurate human being. Hello. 90 to, 70%. Doesn't matter. I'm right now. Right now, I'm right. Yes. Jason would so be friends with Perry Farrell.
Are you serious?
Yeah! Woo!
Right.
You know, they locked the door, but they should remember to lock the windows.
The bear's gone! Ah!
Stealing the bear is fun, but when you realize it's gone, it's a slap in the face. It really is. When you look up and see that empty hook, it hurts.
My dad died when I was 15, and then I basically like raised myself at 15. What are you thinking about?
My little brother.
How old is he?
He's almost 18. He was with my dad.
Oh, really? Your parents divorced?
My mom's dead.
Your mom's dead? What'd she die?
She died when I was 18.
How?
It's a long story.
Tell me one day.
Yeah.
Are you close to her? Yeah, me and my dad were best friends.
One of the greatest things about Nate and I is that we do have so much in common. And, you know, it's like when you're that young and one of your parents dies, you feel like you're the only one in the world who that has ever happened to.
I just included this because I do a lot of advocacy with talking about grief and loss because my parents are dead and I've lost a bunch of friends and relatives as well. I actually really don't remember this woman's name offhand. I'm so sorry. I will correct it in the fonts. I should have written it down before I did the video, and now I'm realizing that would have been a very smart idea. Guys, we're learning. I'm learning on the fly. I'm not used to not knowing who the challengers are. Please bear with me. But yeah, I love to normalize dialogues around grief and loss because I don't think I ever felt like I was the only one that ever happened to. I don't think that's a sentiment I personally share, but I know others do. And either which way, you're very misunderstood at times when you lose a parent at a young age. I was 19 when my dad died, and most of your peers, it's above their pay grade. It's not anything that they've been through, and it's life-changing, especially the younger you are, just because it informs more of your sense of the world and yourself when a parent dies versus when you're a little bit older. And it still sucks. There's not a great age to lose a parent, believe it or not, but you at least get more time and milestones with them and less to do on your own. So this conversation just kind of struck me and I wanted to keep it in.
Some people might say that Nate's going over there because we're losing. That's not it. Nate, I think, is developing a small crush on Kalle.
Kaylee! Yay! I was gonna say Kayla or Haley. I was kind of close. Glad I didn't attempt it because I would have been wrong. Kaylee. I can remember that, I hope.
I don't want to talk about the race anymore. I think Kaylee's a beautiful girl, and I think we're just going to be really good friends.
But it wouldn't be a season of the challenge without the rest of the cast getting angry at Beth. And apparently Beth wants to curl her hair even though she's wearing a hat. And I'll just let the clip speak for itself because I don't know what was really happening, but it's entertaining.
Don't let any of the team on the bus.
Yeah, she's still there. She's curling her hair. And
Oh, shut up. Are you serious? Construction worker. She's not.
tell her that we have to go now.
Okay, well, we're gonna go pick her up.
For me, when I dress up as a construction worker, I'm sure to blow dry my hair to fit underneath that hard hat.
Okay, guys.
Go away. What if I just get right in the middle of your leg? And I'm like jogging along.
Oh my God.
Come on, do it for the team.
Ow!
Dances with men is okay.
I'm rather comfortable almost naked.
We're going to win, right?
We're gonna win.
If you can't tell, we're
Look at
these
us.
people. We are dressed to kill, and we are gonna kick road rules butts.
Okay, these costumes are fun, but I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the challenge parties that happened later on, like the early mid-seasons, or specifically, not that I'm condoning these people, but it is commonly called the Johnny, Evan, Kenny, or JEK era, They had some bangers of parties with pretty elaborate costumes, so this actually pales in comparison, in my opinion. Maybe it's the quality of the footage, to be fair, but I think Paula had way better outfits than any of these guys. But they also are in like a mountain town, putting together costumes and other decor from a really terrible old Winnebago. So I'm not judging. I'm just pointing out about how much better it gets from here on out. And look forward to it. Yay.
Keep going.
We're looking down the bottom of the hill, realizing that if we don't win this one, great, we're down 2-0. Road Rules is going to sit and brag some more. We get money, we get money.
3, 2.
Isn't this just the opening of the Monkees theme song? Like, yeah, but that's the Monkees opening theme song. I'm just putting that out there.
I'm competitive. I got to win everything. You know, when I don't win, I'm pissed.
Even when you cheat, you still can't beat. You still can't beat. Now.
And it's mean to make us keep doing this when they pick people who obviously are so mismatched.
I love how sincere that moment was. Montana's in a handlebar mustache. Like, that made me so happy. That made me so happy. Also, remember in last season, they went to Hot Dog on a Stick and Rachel was like embarrassed by the atrocious, embarrassing outfits that they had to wear. Like, that pales in comparison to some of the get-ups that these guys are wearing. I'm just saying.
Okay, we're the Orange River Gang, and your next challenge is you get to pick a job. Take the envelope,
Japanese
please.
Pacer or Snoop Doggy Dog?
Snoop Doggy Dog.
Sold. What's up? We're like Akira and
Snoop
stuff.
Doggy Dog.
Meet your mayor Sunday at 4 p.m.
Hollywood,
That's weird that they just handed them 2 different folders with like cryptic, I guess, clues. We don't know what they're gonna do. I don't think we've ever seen that in a challenge before. You would think that like the winners would get to do, I guess, whatever is cooler or easier, but no. They just get to pick out of folders. Snoop Dogg is timeless, though. That aged fine. That aged totally fine. He's still great. He did the Super Bowl. Everyone was very happy like a year and a half ago, so.
He's checking our plate to see if it's legal.
Oh, he's calling it in.
Next thing I know, I'm just putting on along in Bessie, and a little state trooper pulls up behind me, pulls us over. I have no idea why I'm getting pulled over.
Like, I cannot believe the challenge has an episode where they're driving and they get pulled over by the cops, because that's what happened in real life. Like, I've been kind of wondering, watching these older episodes, like, should they be as sequestered as they are in modern challenges, or does it make sense that they're kind of, no pun intended, in the real world? And I'm still torn, because on one hand, I get it. They don't want like people getting arrested or getting tickets for driving. I get it. Like, that would be a huge production liability and it takes up time. So they might as well control all the elements. But also, this is good TV, and sometimes the best things happen that are not planned or overly produced. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
The entire reason we got pulled over was because of Big Bessie's appearance.
I need to see your license and registration, please.
He doesn't have his license.
My license is I've got ID.
I feel like I'm in a bad movie.
Ask him while he pulled you over, Nate. There's no power.
Heavies on him. That's why. In the end, he let us go because nothing was wrong and he knew it. He didn't have anything on us. He didn't have a choice. He had to let us go.
That reminds me of when I was driving back from the East Coast back to California after my mom passed, and a cop in Indiana or Illinois, I forget, was like tailing me for a really long time because I had California plates, and you know, we got the weed and other states don't, so I guess he thought I was smuggling weed or something, and he pulled me over for like a BS reason and like, you know, came up and was like, oh, you switched lanes a little too close to that car. And I didn't. It really wasn't that deep. It was not that close. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was just trying to get rid of the guy because he was tailing me, whatever. And he's like, so what are you doing on the road? And I was all like, oh, well, my mom died, so I'm driving back to California because she's dead and I don't have to be by her hospital bed anymore. And then he felt really bad and he was like, oh, I'm interrogating the wrong bitch today. Like, I was very polite. I didn't mean that in like I was threatening and like a bad bitch. But no, I mean like he let me go with the warning because it was a BS reason. But also, I'm white and I think everybody in this like crap Winnebago is too. Just gonna put that out there. But also there's probably producers and camera teams talking to the police, breaking the fourth wall, and we're not seeing it in the episode. So fun share I thought I'd share. Not so fun, kind of a bummer share. But yeah, they had nothing on them because they didn't, except for an ugly ass Winnebago. But also they were white with probably production teams with lawyers on speed dial. All the things can be true.
Wow. Deja vu,
Come on, Bessie. It's doing the exact same thing it did last time. Exact same thing.
Is anybody out there?
Hello, road rules.
Are you guys out there? We broke down.
Nathan!
We gotta go back and get them, you guys.
It's true, now that this stupid thing's broken, I don't want to leave it. I don't want to get in the bus.
I don't want to give this puppy up, not with all the work we've done to it.
I will never love a woman the way I love Big Bessie.
I can't believe they have to abandon the Winnebago. I cannot believe production set them up with a Winnebago that probably was not fit to be on the road. Like, again, I like some of the quaintness of these old shows, and I like that they're, again, no pun intended, in the real world, but my God, I totally get why they don't do it. Like, what a liability, what a time suck. Also, how are they going to play Capture the Bear? They're all living in the same quarters now. I have questions.
You hold your arms out.
Kaylee's the kind of person that I'd want to spend some time with and talk to. Kaylee's not the kind of girl that you just want to hook up with. Kaylee's the kind of girl you want to get inside of her head and her mind. You want to get to know her a whole lot better.
I love that they have Polaroids and that they haven't aged poorly, because now everybody has Polaroid cameras, myself included. I have an Instamax. Also, we got Ronnie and Kefla. We got maybe Janet and Jason. And now we got Nate or Nathan and Kalle. Learned her name. We got 3 potential couples out of 6 potential couple options. This is a hot and heavy challenge. This is maybe the hottest and heaviest. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I would take predictions on, you know, who else might hook up, but I genuinely still am not clear who's on the Road Rules team. Who's Noah? I don't know. Is he around? Is he not around? Is he available? Is he straight? I don't know anything about Noah. Who's Noah? I'm like Mariah Carey. I don't know him. So I can't make those predictions about, you know, him and Beth getting together. And I've already forgotten who else is there, because honestly, they're not doing a very good job of introing who these people are or even showcasing. It's just very blink and you miss it. And they're assuming that it's 1999 still, and we all know who they are off the back of our hands because we've watched their recent seasons. Anyway, that's the end of that episode. Let's roll right into episode 3, because this is where we're at. This is the assignment now. Episode 3, let's go.
Right now we're heading over to the Hollywood YMCA.
And we're supposed to work.
And we really have no clue what we're gonna do.
How you guys doing? My name's Jason. I'd like to welcome you to the Hollywood YMCA. We get all the ladies come in this room right here.
We walk into the basketball court, and there they are right there. Kobe Bryant and Reggie Miller, 2 of the best basketball players in the NBA.
Yeah, this kind of gives me a sad hit too, because as you know, Kobe, he's no longer with us. Fun fact that you may know, because if you subscribe to this channel, which if you don't, please do, because I will love it so much, and then you'll never miss any of my content ever again, and it'll be great, and your life will be perfect. But I have another series on this channel where I go to graveyards because, as I said, I like to normalize dialogues around death and loss, and Los Angeles has some of the most per capita famous graves of all time, and that kind of makes things a little more digestible to have these like depressing or just even life fact that people don't like to talk about conversations. And allegedly Kobe Bryant was in Pacific View Cemetery, which is somewhere kind of in the Long Beach area, but not really, but kind of next to it. And it's just an internet rumor. If he's there, we don't know his grave, or at least last time I checked, we don't. I went there 2 years ago, and him and Gianna were supposed to be in this very specific, like there was actual directions on findagrave.com, like where to find him, and it was clearly another woman who died a few years before, but it was all decorated in Lakers colors because people didn't read the epitaph. And I think word on the street is that his family doesn't want his grave known because, I don't know, people can be crazy. Most celebrities don't go that route, but it's their right to do it that way if that's what they want. But fun urban legend fact, though, that Kobe Bryant is not in the grave that the internet says he is in. Bet you didn't think you were going to learn about cemeteries when watching a Challenge Deep Dive show, but this is who I am. I'm a woman of many layers, so you're welcome.
So which one of you guys was the Japanese Pacers? Oh, that's great. You get to play, your team versus me and Kobe.
Yeah! What does Snoop Doggy Dogg do? I get to watch my dogs.
Yeah!
Where my dogs at?
Where they
my
at?
dogs at? Where my dogs at?
Oh, yeah!
My dogs.
All right!
This is awesome.
Where's the short, fat one?
No, that's mine, Jay.
And you take Otto. Got him?
We're really, really pleased to be washing dogs. I know that sounds a strange thing to say, but we've been through a lot.
Play basketball with two of the greatest of all time or wash dogs. I'm not a big basketball person, so I think I'd be fine washing dogs, and I just hurt myself when I play any contact sports, even basketball. So I'm fine with this, but I can't imagine the rest of the people are. But also, how many dogs does Kobe have? That's a lot of dogs. I feel like they're not his dogs, and this is just a production thing, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he owned 80 million dogs. I don't know much about him, to be fair.
Okay, this is the deal, you guys. You groom these guys, get $200. If they look extra, extra cute, you get a suite tonight.
Yes! A nice hotel room. Those dogs are gonna be the cleanest they've ever been in their lives.
They get to play basketball.
I'd rather watch a dog than play ball, personally.
Yeah, me too. Reggie Miller?
Yeah, I don't know who Kobe Bryant or Reggie Miller is.
What team are they on?
But I'm sorry if you're disappointed.
Damn right I am.
Well, that's life.
I never thought I'd relate to Jason so much, but here we are. The moment has happened. I'm just not a sporter. I'm not very sporty. I don't sport very well. And I don't really keep up with sports unless it's the Colorado Rockies. And even then I don't, because it's depressing because we suck.
Outside, inside. What are we playing for? Yeah. You know what? We actually have a referee. Where's that referee?
We look up the special guest referee is Cyrus from the Real World Boston.
Yay, Cyrus, and yay for another cameo, because Beth was a cameo in season 1, and now we got Cyrus. So I'm so excited. And also, Cyrus is great. He's one of my favorites, and I've been privileged enough to meet him. I know him from TikTok, and he knows I do all this stuff, so I got to go to a really cool party that was a premiere party for All Stars 3, and he's a doll. Not trying to brag on the internet, but just more really just trying to be like, he seems like a sincerely nice person, so I'm excited to see him on my screen. And that was my dog shaking on my bed, if you heard that.
First things first, money. Every time you guys score a bucket, $20. Every time you guys score a bucket, $10. All right?
Seriously?
Yes. Everything is 1 point, playing from 1 to 20. Every basket you make $20, every one they make, you guys pay them 10.
This is gonna be funny, you know why? Because we're not gonna give them no mercy. It's personal. Say show no mercy, no mercy. No.
They're not kidding. They're not kidding. Spoiler alert, they're not kidding.
Easy. They're taking candy from a baby.
This Reggie person's coming in a little hot. I'm just saying. He's enjoying kicking their ass way too much.
think me and Reg just have to communicate a little bit more, trap him a little bit more, and it should be okay.
That kid who's so starstruck in back of Kobe. At first I thought it was funny, but the longer it went on, and it went on for kind of a while, just kind of warmed my heart. Like, that was the greatest day of this kid's life, and I'm so happy for him. I hope he shows this clip on Throwback Thursdays on Instagram and TikTok. I'm just saying, what a missed opportunity if he's not, because that's amazing. That would go viral.
Our goal at this point is just to break even. If we don't have to pay them any money at all, then that's just fine with us.
I hate basketball. I hate playing basketball. I hate watching basketball. I hate the way basketball players act. I don't know who these guys are. I'd rather be washing a dog.
So glad I learned Kaylee's name, because I agree with her. We're best friends now. Like, we have so much in common. We're gonna braid each other's hair now. Like, we're the same person.
All right, guys, thank you very much. You watched all you think. You guys did a great job.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
I really want to hurry up and get back to the YMCA. I want to meet Kobe. I want to get his autograph.
Hey, but thanks for playing against us.
I want to know when we're going to get paid.
Like,
time is money. It took me a lot to come out here. Y'all lost. We won.
Money.
Where is my money?
We're going to give them a chance to come up with a decision amongst themselves. We're going to sit over here. We're going to chill.
Okay, hey.
We won.
Okay. Y'all
They have to pay them? I thought they were gonna get money from production per basket scored. But wait, they have to pay each other? That's just mean. That's like almost meaner than making the girls eat bugs and not the guys last season. The early days of the challenge loved to torture people with things that they would either not like doing or wouldn't be as good at as other people, like professional basketball players. Like, my God, Bina Murray. Sadistic. You guys are so sadistic. Oh my God.
Yeah, they can run, but they can't hide.
I'm going to tell you like this. I'm from Philadelphia. We track people down.
I'm from the Philadelphia area too, and he's not wrong. But like, are they really gonna take $40 from the road rules? Like, what? No. This is a bit, right? Right?
All right, y'all. We got $50. We give you guys $10 extra. We get you guys something nice.
I'm thinking like, they're gonna give it back to us. But nah, Kobe put some money in his pocket. I'm like, yeah, thanks a lot.
Way to alienate some of your biggest fans and some other people who have no idea who you are and will never be a fan of yours now. Like, what? What a dick move. They're famous. They're millionaires. These other people are living on an RV or whatever. Like, you gotta take $50 from them, which in 99 standards was probably like $75, $100, right? I don't know how much inflation has happened since then. You're asking the wrong person to do those kind of conversions, but yeah, 50 was not what 50 is now, and 50 is still kind of a lot now, so take a move.
You're a cute mom. I wish I was a woman.
Oh, I think it's cute. Roommates reuniting. I love it. Again, the Boston season, from what I understand, is still pretty tight. So I don't know. I like it. I like it when people stay friends. I like it.
I don't know if I want to play with you. Kobe and I hit it off really well. We just started talking. He started asking me questions about Stephanie.
We're still together, but it's kind of like we're taking a little break right now. Hey, we watch the show.
Come to find out, it's like one of his favorite shows.
At first, I thought Nathan was just like, yeah, me and Kobe hit it off. But oh, apparently Kobe really is a fan of The Real World. And I forgot Nathan had a girlfriend. I forgot that. Kobe watches the show closer than I do, or did at least. Like, that's kind of amazing. But then that begs the question, why is he taking the road rulers' money? Does he like hate road rules but loves Real World? And if it was like reversed, they'd be like, it's okay. I followed you and your girlfriend Stephanie. I don't need your money. I have questions.
This is y'all money for the dogs. Yeah. Wish I did a good job with the dogs. We get a nice little hotel suite tonight.
Yeah! This is something for all of you.
From the bottom to the top, top to the bottom. This was a real stretch, so hold your breath.
Going underwater.
Oh, we're going underwater.
Clearly gives the impression about us going down and we're meeting
somewhere by the water, so maybe we're going diving, I don't know.
We decided to invite the Road Rules team up to stay in our suite because it was such a big place and we thought it would be nice for them to stay with us.
I'd say that that's really nice of Real World to invite Road Rules to share the suite with them, but A, it was probably already like production approved, and B, half of them are like together in some capacity anyway, so like might as well bring up the other 3 people on Road Rules who are not romantically linked up with somebody from Real World. Like, duh, of course they're all gonna go up together, duh.
We watch dogs all day, we're gonna go out and we're gonna party hard anyway tonight.
Okay, so I wanted to show this clip because it's super fun, but it's very confusing. They get all dressed up in like glam rock or like new wave, post-punk, and they all look kind of amazing. Like, I am loving it, but they're claiming that they're going to this club, I guess where this is like appropriate to wear, and we don't see any footage of it, and the next clips, they're at a different club looking normal or hanging out in the hotel suite looking normal. We don't know what happens at this club, and I'm just sort of like tickled by this, so you're welcome.
Kefla has a friend in LA, so he called her up, and we're going to this club called the Dragonfly.
Yeah, so this is like the club that Ronnie and Kefla go to. I just wanted to prove, nope, no glam rockers here. Lenny Kravitz is playing, so I didn't want to get copyright dinged, and now there's this next scene. Zooby zooby zoo. Is anyone else thinking of Megan from Mad Men right now? Because I am.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah?
Capri pants?
Yeah?
Just don't do it for me.
Well, you know what, Noah? I'm not trying to impress you.
Montana.
Maybe I'd revert to like braces, you know, being a 13-year-old girl, Noah, for your taste. About your mental capacity. Noah, I have mixed feelings about. He kind of like objectifies women in a sense. Noah's young, you know, he's just an insecure kid.
Huh. Glad they finally got around to telling us who Noah is. Not a fan. Not liking Noah so far.
No.
That or New Kids on the Right here in the white here in khakis, he looks like LeBron.
Women are either like sexual to him or not, and they're kind of placed in these 2 separate categories.
Montana has a very feisty nature, and when she first meets people, it's very easy to get involved in that and to fight with her.
First Oscar and then Noah?
Sexual tension. And it all go back to sexual tension.
Do it, do it, do it, do it. And then we'll have 4 possible romantic couplings out of 6 options. This is the horniest challenge ever, and we're only on season 2. And I know more than like 8 people get together in future seasons, especially the ones with Corey on it, because he hooks up with like half the cast in one season. But given like how early on this is and the small numbers, like this is bananas. This is a lot of sexual tension, as they keep calling it.
Oh, you ripped him! I hope you're happy you ripped my favorite pair of underwear.
Brad wasn't the first to get his underwear ripped on the challenge. I'm not saying that's like an atomic wedgie or as epic as like the van imagery of like Brad looking like the Hulk and his underwear being pulled. Like, that's a moment. I'm not taking anything away from that, but it was not the first. I would not have known that if I didn't do this historical deep dive. Did you guys know this? Did you guys know that Montana was the first to have her underwear ripped from like being pulled out of her pants on the challenge? Why is this happening so much on the challenge? I've literally never pulled my friend's underwear from like out of their jeans, and they've never done that to me. What is it with the challenge and touching people's underwears and ripping them? Like, I have questions. I have questions yet again.
Don't take that, Montana. Come
Montana,
on.
rip his shirt off, baby.
Montana, you gonna let Noah you up like that?
Rip you down.
What is going on?
Serious dog fight.
You're a feminist? And you know what? I hate feminists!
How much do you want to bet Noah voted for Trump? Just a wild guess.
The truth is, I want you to stop yourself
Montana!
when you're about to say a sexist remark.
She wouldn't give up without a couple of conditions.
Just bear this in mind. Think before you're about to speak. Would this bother me if somebody said that about me?
Well, who did I talk about?
It's just about like women in general. You totally objectify them. There's part of me that really likes Noah, and there's part of me that doesn't.
We just hug and be friends.
Look, but you know what? I bet you I will really, really like Noah in like 5 years.
All right, so enough panty tearing and all that. We get to finally find out what they're doing for their next mission.
You guys are ready for some adventure?
Yeah.
In just a second, you're gonna see what chaos and mayhem we have set up for you today.
Yeah! I'm just hoping to hell it's not a physical mission, because my neck just ain't thick enough.
What do you guys want to do today? What would be really fun?
Ski. Lots of water sports.
Some water sports?
What's that big crane? Are we kicking our legs?
I don't know. Oh, yeah! Bungee jumping! Give me some. You guys ready to do some serious bungee jumping today?
Yeah!
I think this is the first bungee challenge. Not that there's been like a million, but there's been some where they've definitely been strapped to harnesses and like get released. Kind of like in the duel, remember, where they were like holding by the wrist as long as they could, and then the women would, you know, plunge to maybe their deaths, but probably just however far the rope went. Because last season we did a walk down a building challenge, or like a heights building challenge, which tends to happen in most seasons, but I don't think we did a bungee. I literally filmed it last week, and my memory is that bad. Is this our first heights over water, though? I don't think they did heights over water last season, so a lot of firsts happening, a lot of firsts.
We've set up a bungee set for you guys today. You see the crane. Bungee How many people have you killed? Never had an accident, never had an injury. It's all gonna be for fun.
You know what somebody told me? My chiropractor told me that when you bungee jump, all of your vertebrae in your back separate and that they snap back.
I would never bungee jump for that exact reason. I was literally having this talk kind of recently about how like the vertebrae separate, and I'm like, no, I'd rather jump out of a plane, and I'm not gonna do that either, than bungee jump. So I'm on her side.
It looks like to me that those harnesses go around the ankle, so I'm not too happy right now.
And he said he's seen so many injuries from the disc slipping slightly from one side to the other, neck injuries.
Think of the team, Montana.
What we're gonna do today is everybody's gonna get a chance to bungee jump from 7.5 stories above Lake Piru, hooked up with ankle harnesses, head first, screaming down at the target below. The object, you're gonna try to grab as many of these rings as you can. Everybody's gonna get one jump. After everybody has jumped, the team that has the most tokens wins the mission and a full round in the money chamber.
Yes!
Does everybody have to jump? You do not have to jump, but here's what happens. If you choose not to jump, you can't assign somebody to jump for you. So that is one less opportunity to score points. Is everybody jumping?
I'm not
You're
jumping.
going.
You guys are our only chance to win a mission.
Hey, think about your team for a minute, please.
Let me ask you a question. I got a sprained ankle. How will that hurt my ankle?
We do one-legged jumps for stunt work.
One-legged? That sounds like weirdly just not symmetrical for if you're plunging to your death type thing. Like, that just sounds very uncomfortable.
Number one, I was afraid, and number two, I was worried about my ankle. I mean, if I've got a sprained ankle.
You don't have to jump.
I know, but I'm asking.
It's up to you.
Look, we haven't seen, in my opinion, Beth do a lot of on-brand Beth stuff so far, because I think a lot of the teammates' complaints are either out of order or like talking about stuff that happens later and edited in the beginning to like help set the stage. Trust me, I am a little bit of a Beth sympathizer in some situations, but there's some where I'm like, oh no, that's not okay. She has yet to do anything super egregious. Like, if you don't like her, that's fine. I understand a lot of challenge people don't, and I'm not trying to like, I don't really care if you change your mind or not. Like, I'm not trying to twist your arm or win an arm wrestle contest to make you like Beth. This is what that was, in case it wasn't obvious. Again, I'm very sporty, guys. I'm very good at arm wrestling. But like, I don't blame her. And this is also before the challenge became super serious. Like, even just a few seasons later, the stakes were kind of higher, and it was more of like, for better or for worse, a mob mentality where people would, you know, do the thing to win money. But it's still kind of for play right now. I mean, it's for money, but it's the rules are more clear this season with what they're doing in missions. If you didn't watch my coverage of last season, go back and watch those 2 episodes, because it's wild how willy-nilly and it's just like do a thing with no rules that almost all the missions are. Like, it's not clear how you would fail a mission, let alone lose one, but it also wasn't a competition. So I don't really blame her or Montana for not, like, for debating if they even want to do this, because they might not feel like they have to, because is the challenge that serious at this point? According to Nathan, yes it is. But I don't know. What do you guys think in the comments? Like, when did the challenge really get serious where you were a huge dick if you didn't do it versus like a normal human who has no context for these crazy missions because it really was not normalized in life on TV or whatever, and was genuinely scared for their life? Like, I'm really trying to put myself in their headspace, and there just wasn't a lot of blueprints for, I don't know, what the decorum of doing a challenge or not is. Like, there was no Emily post of how to do a challenge and not alienate your teammates. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Montana was too upset inside. I couldn't even look her in the eye.
Montana.
Yeah.
You gonna go?
I don't know yet.
Give Nate the count!
5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
What are you thinking, Beth?
We'll see what the score is.
It's come down to whether we're going to win or lose. Montana was actually crying with the horror of it, and then Beth was being Beth, so it became apparent that I was going to have to do it.
Why do I feel like I'm just about to be executed or something, the way you're strapping me in? I really don't want to do it either. What's
that?
I don't like this! I want to go home!
You don't have a freaking choice!
What the hell am I doing here?
You're having fun!
No, I'm not, really.
Neil's having second thoughts, guys. What do you think?
Neil, go! Come on, buddy, come on!
Here, look down. Look at your target.
I don't want to look down.
Just take one look at your target, because that's where I want you to go. Grab a ring.
Please! Get your ring so I don't have to go!
Okay, that's kind of annoying. If I was having a panic attack about ready to jump to my death and I heard Beth be like, do it so I don't have to go, fair enough. I'd be like, that's not encouraging. That's not helping. That's not appreciated. It's even kind of selfish. I think she's joking, but read the room.
Here we go. You ready? I want to hear a big yes.
Not yet, no.
Hey, I know you're scared, but you gotta do it, damn it.
Do it for Gavin!
Look, Neil, he's looking at you.
All those butterflies, you know what we're feeling right now? Just push them down, and you're gonna go into motion. You're a machine in motion.
Okay.
All right? Step forward on the launch pad. Put your arms out here. Okay, big countdown for Neil!
3, 2, 1!
Neil said he would never bungee jump, but you know, he did, and that says a lot about who he is.
Good job, man.
All right.
How you feeling?
Woo!
Terrible. That is the most horrible thing I've ever done in my whole life.
Janet? Yeah.
It's all
Good
you,
luck,
girl.
Janet. How am I up already? I thought I was second to last.
I'm watching everybody else jump, and I'm starting to feel the tingliness in my legs, my stomach, and my hands.
Does anyone ever pass out on the way up? Because that's what I feel like I'm about to do. I'm nervous, but I really want those rings. I mean, our team needs some serious morale. My legs are real shaky. I don't even think I can stand at this point.
I'm sorry, but real question. What is Nathan eating? It doesn't look like food.
I think she doesn't jump.
I have questions.
You gotta encourage her. Everybody's gotta cheer.
Yeah, was there another black room?
I can't breathe. I can't open my hand. Look, I can't. This is like my thumbs won't open. Is that normal?
No, it's not normal. You got any medical conditions?
No, I don't think so. Look, what is it? Oh my God, I don't know if I can do this.
Ooh, so we end on a cliffhanger. Will Janet jump or not? And if I'm not mistaken, I feel like the genesis of Montana and Beth's fight happens in the next episode, because if I don't remember it super well, but I do feel like somewhere in my brain it lives rent-free, that they not only got into a fight, but I think it started here. I have a little bit of like, maybe not muscle memory, but like visual memory of them fighting on the boat. But I think there's another time they fight too. I think there's something having to do with weight or strength or something. But Montana went to the hospital with Beth earlier in one of the episodes, and I don't think that's ever going to happen again from this point on. And as much as I'm like sad that it's a cliffhanger, I'm so excited because I know it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Like the last 3 episodes, there's only 6, so we're halfway done. I know it's going to be like action packed, and I'm here for it, and we'll get the popcorn out because I cannot wait. All right, so we're already halfway done the season, and I don't have a lot to recap because in all honesty, a lot of this is cool, but not necessarily super exciting. It's not wall-to-wall drama. It's silly, but not iconic. The people are fun, but I don't really know who half of them are still. And even the ones I do know who they are, my memory is still being jogged with what they're known for. Like, I forgot Nathan had a girlfriend named Stephanie. I thought he was totally single, which I guess he is. I guess he's not cheating with Kaylee, but they're still together, but on a break. Okay, what are you, Ross and Rachel? I just think that the challenge definitely, it's finding its way. Like, it's way more polished than the first season. Like, it's leaps and bounds different. It feels like a challenge. Maybe not like a modern challenge, but the challenge has changed so much. So that's to be expected. But it really is starting to feel like the early days of the challenge. Like last season didn't even feel like a challenge because it was road rules. That's it. They're still finding the thing, but it's a lot better than where we started. I genuinely don't think I have a lot to say on it. Initially, I thought I was going to do 3 episodes of 2 episodes each, but when I got to the end of the second episode here, I was like, well, not a lot happened, so that's why I'm doing 3. We'll see what changes in the future when we get more episodes, because maybe that's a little too ambitious, and maybe I'll be a little looser with some of the content I show. But the only way to find out what both happens next and how this actual show that I'm doing evolves is to hit the subscribe button. I would super appreciate it. It definitely helps me out. Go back and watch the first 2 episodes if you haven't, or any of the other content that I have on here. Spoiler alert, it's pretty deathy, but it's lighthearted. I'm like a dark comedian, but in a fun way, if that makes sense. See, I smile. If I'm smiling, it's not that dark and depressing, right? That's just creepy, I'm sorry. And feel free to follow me on social media. Those links are also on my page, as well as I have a website where I blog about a lot of things, including this. I just wrote a post today in real time about why I'm doing this. It'll be like 10 days old by the time this is released, but blog about other stuff too. Check me out, please and thanks. And so please come back in 2 weeks if nothing else, because we're going to finish this season and I can't wait to see what happens, because I know we're in for some really good drama, and I'm wondering if any of these couples are going to get into a fight. Like, will the honeymoon end? We're going to find out, so hit subscribe and come back, and I will see you guys then. Thanks so much for watching, and see you in 2 weeks. Bye!